Hey guys, on this week's episode of Fish Addictions TV, we're headed up to Baker's Narrows Lodge where we just pulled in, unpacked the truck, and are cooking over the open fire. Now what we're gonna do on this episode is really show you there's more than just lake trout up here. As you guys all know, last winter, we got welcomed to the Thunderdome by Will Pappenfoos. But this time, we're gonna go after those lake trout, pike, and walleye and really show you how well-rounded this body of water is. So we'll see you guys out on the boat.
Addiction, the fact or condition of being addicted to a particular substance, thing, or activity. An addiction is not desirable. It is something that overtakes your life. What happens when an addiction cannot be stopped? An addiction is stronger than any one drug with only one cure. The cure is not rehab. It is not medication. It is not a counselor. The only cure for us is the water beneath our feet, the rod in our hands, the anticipation of that next big bite, and the camaraderie we all share. This is Fish Addictions TV.
Fish Addictions TV is brought to you by Eskimo Ice Fishing Gear and the rest of our fine sponsors.
All right, we're going back up to Baker's Narrows Lodge, and Big Will, Walleye Will, is in the truck. He's gonna do it again, and hopefully we can all get it done. You know, a lot of people have a misconception coming up this far north into Canada on what they're gonna actually get at the resort they're staying at. And Brett and the crew here at Baker's Narrows do a top-notch job on making sure that you're not only comfortable, but you're informed on what's going on up here. They have everything and anything you guys will need to make your trip a successful and fun trip. Anything can happen here, and they can accommodate everything. We're back at Baker's Narrows Lodge up here in northern Manitoba. And yes, we're back here for lake trout, but we've heard about these giant pike too, so we want to get on some big lake trout, big pike, and we are super excited to be back up here. And I can tell you, we got here last night and you wake up this morning to these gorgeous colors all around us, and it's going to be awesome. Water temps in the low 50s now, right where we want it to be. So hopefully those lake trout are sliding from the deep up onto the shallow rocks, and those pike, with the water cooling down, are going to slide from those shallow areas to the deep areas. Well, during the day, if the sun comes out, they're going to slide back up into those shallow flats, and that's where we're hoping to find them.
Coming up to northern Manitoba on a fish trip has been an absolute blast. It's been one of my lifelong dreams to come up here, and finally got the opportunity to come up to northern Manitoba to fish for lake trout, pike, and walleye. I was more excited to catch the lake trout just because I've never caught one before. And the first time I got one on, I was ecstatic. I couldn't believe it. Here in Manitoba, you gotta pinch the barbs. We're throwing some brand new baits here from Savage for some big lakers and big pike, and we just wanna make sure that we're legal to catch all these fish.
Guys, we just took an absolutely beautiful boat ride out here, and we're making the first few casts of the trip. One thing I really want to stress is, guys, I know you're excited to get here. I know you're excited to get those baits in the water, but the first thing you got to do is pinch those barbs. Here in Manitoba, no matter where you're at, those barbs got to be pinched. and it's really for the fish's safety. We're out here catching and releasing. We don't plan on keeping much of anything, maybe a couple throughout the trip for a fish fry. Keep those fish healthy. We're all here to catch a fish of a lifetime, and that helps keep them here for the next person.
Dragging it and letting it flutter to the bottom, and he smoked it as soon as it was fluttering to the bottom. Not a giant, but he absolutely whacked her.
The all-new Eskimo pistol bit is the ultimate weapon to pair with your 1/2-inch high-torque cordless drill if you want to be mobile and destroy the ice in a hurry. At just under 4 pounds, nothing will slow you down, as this unit was engineered to cut fast, cut smooth, and maximize the battery life of your cordless drill. Best of all, it's lightweight, so it won't wear you out. If you've been considering a cordless drill auger bit, we challenge you to try the pistol and find something you don't like about it.
Manitoba, Canada's heart beats.
These fish just fight. Shallow water, it's windy, so we're fishing these points. So what we're actually doing now, we've been casting this morning, but with these overcast, these fish are kind of stacking up on these wind-driven points. And John said, let's try slip bobbering. Threw a slip bobber out, and there we go. And they put up a monster fight for a small fish. I'm gonna let this guy go. Hell, that water feels good. Not gonna happen. Woo! Game on! Yeah! It's my biggest one.
That's a good one.
Being in the boat with John has been, it was a blast, and more than anything, it was a learning experience. I love fishing with other people to get their take on fishing and how they do things, and John keeps it simple. Like going back to the lake trout, where I was using slip bobbers to catch big lake trout. That's just about as simple as you can get, and it was very, very effective. John knows his stuff for real.
We've been kind of cooped up all day inside with the rain and the snow and wind, and we told ourselves if the weather calmed down a little bit, we were gonna get out, even if it was for an hour or two. And we're out here chasing walleyes. It's closer to, you know, only about 5-6 miles from where we're staying. Out here trying to capitalize on being up in Canada, being up in Manitoba. We're not here to sit in a cabin, we're here to go fishing.
It's a good one. Cool looking one anyway.
It's a beautiful one. Oh, I got one on mine too.
Oh, woo!
These things fight like crazy.
Come on, get in that, buddy. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Get in there. Get in there.
I'll grab mine.
Come here. Come here. Yeah. Oh, we got a mess here.
Yeah, hold on a second.
Let me go in there. There we go.
That is what a Manitoba double looks like.
Oh, it doesn't get any more fun than fighting them on bobbers and light gear.
Basically what we're doing is we're out in like, just off a point. There's like 50 feet of water up here and it comes up to like 6 feet of water right here. And these fish are coming up on these points and just kind of roaming and getting ready to spawn. And so what we're looking for is the big ones, but there's a lot of small ones up here. And those are 2 nice trout.
Oh yeah, and they're so gorgeous. They come up shallow to spawn in the fall, and they show their true colors on their fins and everything. Just gorgeous fish.
Look at that.
Oh, look at the gold fins on there, orange fins. Wow.
Yeah, that
Is that a beautiful fish? Look at the fins on there, just gorgeous. Just chowed it.
Stick with us for more Fish Addictions TV.
Before the spot, before the hole, before the bait. It starts with a passion, and that passion starts at Runnings. The best gear and supplies from the most trusted brands. When you get the strike, will you be ready? Runnings, your home, farm, and outdoor store. At Glacier, our goal is to build only the highest quality ice fishing shelters, constructed of premium materials that will provide lasting value and years of trouble-free service. See for yourself how our attention to detail and never-ending commitment to product improvement sets a Glacier Ice House apart from the competition and makes a Glacier Ice House the ultimate way to play. For more information, visit glacierIcehouse.com.
See ya.
See you, bye.
Not hard.
My hands are cold too.
I'm like, not hard. That's a good one.
Oh, 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 yes!
Yeah! Like we talked about before, all we're really doing is, it's a numbers game.
Man.
We have to just keep catching fish, and eventually the nicer ones are gonna get there.
Oh
Look
man,
at this thing.
this thing.
Ooh, that's a beautiful fish.
Oh man.
Good job, dude.
Thanks. Oh.
The lake trout day that we had with the Fish Addictions crew, we did a lot of fishing where some pretty trying conditions. The wind, the snow, the rain, boy, made for some trying conditions, but we managed to catch a whole pile of lake trout. More a smaller size, we did a lot of slip bobbing for lake trout, where we're slip bobbing for them in 6 to 8 feet of water. And boy, I tell you, is that a lot of fun catching them on the light tackle.
Guys, we came up here with one goal, and that's to show you what Manitoba has to offer. And one thing it definitely has to offer, which you guys have seen, I'm gonna get this fish back, is big fish. But what a lot of people maybe overlook is just the pure numbers of awesome fish there are up here. We came up here with a goal to come back and try to replicate what we did this winter with numbers and big fish. And what we really wanted to do was put walleye, pike, and lake trout in the boat. And that's our goal for this trip. We're gonna switch gears when the sun comes out and warms up those nice sandy beds for those pike, and they come out of the deep and come up into that warm water. We're gonna go after those giant pike.
It's not a big one.
It's a tiny guy.
It's a little dinky. But it's a fish! First fish on the old eel. Whew. Come here, buddy. Oh, there he goes. Quick release. Now we go back and get a big one.
Definitely got bigger.
Yeah, definitely got bigger. Ooh, that's a decent one.
Getting better. Guys, what we're doing here, before I grab this guy out of the net, give you a little room here so you can work on that, is we're chucking baits all the way from ½ ounce all the way up to big swim baits. And so what I like to use in that, I'm using an 80-pound braid with a big extra heavy rod, and just makes casting these big baits and handling them just that much easier. And we're just casting, reeling in, nice slow retrieve. And that also depends on the bait that you're using. I'm using a bait with a big, long, swishy tail, so I don't have to retrieve it super fast to get that motion that we're looking for. But if you're gonna chuck big baits, what I have here is the A3 from 13 Fishing, which just casts a mile. And then we've got the Omen Muskie rod at 8.1 extra heavy. So chucks those baits a mile, puts fish in the boat.
Absolutely.
I get them back. No.
Oh no, it looked good in the water.
You want me to net it?
No, that's fine.
Okay, we got him. Oh, yeah. Nice job on the net, buddy.
Oh,
that is a beautiful fish right there, man. He ain't very long, but he is a healthy one.
Alrighty.
Look at that.
Nice
Dude,
one.
He absolutely crushed that bait.
Hey, got him on the burbot.
Yeah, he slacklined it, and I just he totally took me for a spin, man. That is a beautiful fish.
Yeah, awesome.
Wow.
Huh, way to go, bud.
Now, there's lots of different types of baits. We all know the spoon baits, your daredevils, your red eyes, that kind of stuff, which really creates that huge flash in the water. Really works well, I think, on sunny days. You throw them out there, they're really creating a lot of flash, a lot of movement, and really triggering that bite. On a day like today where we're kind of like sunny and then the cloud cover's kind of in between, I've been switching baits up a lot, but a bait like this that has a slower retrieve because this tail is able to really swish in the water. They're getting bigger.
Oh yes, they are.
Guys, that's the whole plan. The sun comes out, warms these shallow bays up with sand bottom. Here, I'll let you have her. warms these shallow bays up with the sandy bottom, and what we're looking for is little weed patches. And there's kind of just weed patches strung out along here, and those fish just lay in there and wait. So we'll get her back and go for another one.
Let's do it again, man. Let's do it again.
When you're out fishing pike, switch it up a lot, because you never know what they're really gonna, what's really gonna trigger that bite.
This was first cast after the sun came out. And boy, it is a slow bite right now, but man, oh man, there's some big fish to be caught.
Stick with us for more Fish Addictions TV.
Runnings, your home farm and outdoor store with over 40 locations.
Fishing. Make your own luck.
Good job, buddy.
Fish on! Fish on!
What can you say about a trip that we've just had? We came up here with one goal in mind, and that was to put it together an episode that involved lake trout, pike, and walleye.
He got a lot bigger.
And that's exactly what we did.
He got a lot bigger. Ooh, good head shakes. Good head shakes on the girl. Here we come. Oh yeah, good one. Oh yeah. Yeah, baby! Woo! Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Oh my goodness. Look at this fish. Look at that. Everybody's here using the jig and minnow, and we're up in Canada, and these fish are mean, so I threw a jig wrap out right away, and boom, big mama right away. We're gonna get her back. She is a gorgeous fish. Just look at that. Wow. Get a quick measurement and I'll throw her back. Oh, 30 and a quarter, Mike. It's another day in the Thunderdome, baby. Woo! Woo!
There's two different things you can really do when walleye fishing up here. You go after the numbers or go after the size, and we chose to go after size, and we did get a couple master angler walleyes in the boat, and that's exactly what we were after in a short period of time, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah! There we go. Off in the net. Nice fish, buddy. That was a long one there.
Walleyes.
Oh, that's a long one. Put her on the measuring stick.
Guys, this is a true testament that northern region of Manitoba has a little bit of everything. What are you waiting for? Get up here. Skinniest 28 I ever got.
No, that's, yeah. 28 and a half.
28 and a halfer. It is absolutely amazing to just think about the different species you can catch. You know, we're only up here for a select few days and sharing with you guys everything that can be caught here in the northern region of Manitoba. And that's why we come up here. That's why we drive 13 hours. It's, of course we want to catch trophy fish, but to be able to catch so many different species on one lake in just a few days is really truly what it's all about. Get your family and get up here.
Another day, another fish. Ooh, this is a big one. This is another big girl too. Oh, stay pinned. Stay pinned. Oh, this is a giant. Oh, this is a giant. Oh, stay on, baby.
You got the jig wrap too, huh?
Yeah, he's.
And we're doing so many different things. If you like the jig wrap, do it. If you like to do jigs and minnows, do it.
Here it comes. Oh yeah, it's a lake.
It's a laker.
Got a laker. Oh, what? A laker.
The biggest one. That's
geez,
a good one
too.
Point exactly. This is going to conclude our trip. This fish right here. We've had a blast up here in northern Manitoba. It's one of those places. It's one of those places you need to get up and try. There's so much to experience here. Unbelievable in the short amount of time that we actually have here. And we didn't even get to experience everything we could up here. So get up here, explore northern Manitoba, Baker's Narrows Lodge. There's so much up here.
Got back in a little early, but we smashed them pretty good. Got a lot of eaters, so we're gonna do a little sampling here. What I've got here is some beautiful lake trout. And I've got a little Miracle Whip on top of that, and a little Lowry salt, a little extra seasoning on there that gives it a little kick. We're just gonna throw her on the grill here and see how she turns out. I'm not the best lake trout griller out there, but they're gonna eat it and they're gonna like it, so.